welcome. Today we are going to be going through my fall TBR because it's finally October and it's actually starting to feel chilly outside. So I decided to make a list of books that I want to read for this season. And since I'm in school on campus, I don't have all my books here, but I'm going home in about a week. So I'll be able to pick up the ones that I don't have that I want to read. But for now, we'll just go through the list I made. It's pretty short because I'm a slow reader and I procrastinate and I have my assignments to do. So I have time to read, but not as much as I would like. So I made a small list and we're just gonna go through that. I also borrowed some books from my friend since I don't have many here. I think I have like 12 to 15 of my own books that I packed when I moved in. But yeah, my friend was very generous and she let me go through her bookshelf and I picked out two that I thought they would be good to read for the fall, even though the one is about summertime, but the vibe it gives off is very fall, I feel. Yeah. The first book on my TBR is Prodigal Summer. I'm actually a little more than halfway into it right now. By the time this video goes up, I'll probably be done with it. So, I'll put a rating. That's what I think of it. So far I really like this book, and based on the description, I knew I would, because it's fiction and very character focused, but it reads like a textbook in a way, because it's very scientific and like wildlife, and I'm studying wildlife conservation, so it's a lot of information that I already knew, and it's also stuff that like interesting, you know? It's split into 3 POVs. The first one is titled Predator. It focuses on a woman named Deanna, I'm not sure how to say her name, but she's a wildlife biologist, which I think is very cool. Honestly, I would love to be a wildlife biologist, so being able to read about what she does, that was interesting. She's very isolated and I don't know, she doesn't have many interactions with people, which I think I would enjoy, but at this point in the story, she had been alone in the mountains for I think 2 years, so that's a bit much. I don't know if I could handle that, but yeah, I really liked her POV. I think it might have been my favorite, just because I relate to her. And then the second POV is called Moth Love. It focuses on a woman named Lusa, and Lusa is from the city, but she moves on to a farm with her husband, and she's kind of just learning how to live there, figuring out her new life, and she's my second favorite POV, because, I don't know, I also relate to her trying to figure things out. And then the third POV is Old Chestnuts. It's, what's the guy's name? Oh my god. The description doesn't have his name, it just says, a pair of elderly feuding neighbors tend to their respective farms, but I think his name is Garnet. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one either, but he was my least favorite chapters to read. Probably just because it was a man. I don't know. He was funny though. He was comical. He had that going for him. So this is the first book on my TBR for this fall. The second book I borrowed from my friend is Cat's Cradle. I've never actually read this one before and I don't know much about it. I know it's like a classic, but it's not one that's been on my list for very long. I just saw it on her shelf and I liked the cover. It's like dystopian, fiction, interesting stuff. So this is number 2 on my TBR and from my friend. Thank you, friend. The third book on my list is The Friday Night Club. I actually started this one over the summer when I was on a camping trip for a class, and it was good. Like, I found it interesting, but once I got done with my camping trip, I just didn't have the time to read, really. And this one, I don't know, it slipped my mind. I just put it on a shelf and left it, but I have it here. I'll probably finish it. I don't know if I'll fully restart, because I feel like if I get into it, I can kind of remember what happened in the pages that I read, because it wasn't that long ago. It was just June, so no, it was May. Yeah, I went camping in May, so still not that long ago. So I think I'll just pick back up where I left off and hope it makes sense, and if it doesn't, then I'll restart it. But the plot follows a group of female artists from the 1900s, when women weren't very well known in the art world, and the main focus is on, I think her name's Hilma. It all goes back and forth between the early 1900s and the present. So in the present, a museum curator is focusing on Hilma and her work and like bringing it to light, answering a bunch of questions. And yeah, I love art, I love books and history and historical fiction, so I don't know, all of those things seem like fall, right? I don't know. The fourth book on my list is The Goldfinch. I actually also am about halfway through this one, except I started this one in high school many years ago. Not many years ago, but a few years ago, when I still put work into tabs and everything. I still do sometimes, but tabs are expensive. So yeah, I don't really remember anything from this book. Like, I watched the movie and then I started the book, so both of those were a while ago. I know that this kid's mom dies and he has the painting of the bird, and there's like the underground art world or something. I don't know. Just Donna Tartt, she always has a good book for the fall. One of my favorites is The Secret History. So, another favorite, if I can get through it, I will. I mean, yeah, it's just really thick, but I don't know if it's because it's like one of those tiny ones, like it's skinny and short and thick, so just seems like a lot. The fifth book on my list is Babel. I'm not sure how to say that one, and I don't have it here with me, so this is what it looks like. That one. I got it for Christmas this past year, and I don't know, I just think it gives fall. From what I've heard about this one, it's historical fiction and fantasy and dark academia, which are all, those are all the themes I like to read in the fall, so should be good. And it focuses on some elite, prestigious school, so I don't know why, but that also feels like fall. Very autumn, very leaves falling down. For some reason, I don't know. The next book is Immortal Dark. I saw this one recommended on TikTok and YouTube and Pinterest. So, and all of those were like, books to read in the fall. I don't have this one, but I'm thinking I will go find it at the bookstore at some point in the next few days, maybe a few weeks, we'll see. This is that book. It's about vampires, so I don't know, vampires and like werewolves and the supernatural, that's always very fall to me. It's usually when I start rewatching Supernatural. I did that last week I restarted season 1, Supernatural, because it's fall. It's getting chilly, and it's time to bring out the weird creatures and the vampires. And yeah. The plot of this one is basically an orphaned girl finds out her sister's missing, and she has to go, like, infiltrate where this vampire guy is, and she thinks that he's the one that killed her family and kidnapped her sister or something. I don't know, I'm bad at describing these, but sorry, I'm trying my best. But yeah, vampires. You can't go wrong with vampires in the fall. The last book on my fall TBR is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I have read this one before, so I'm going to try to read it in Spanish. I am studying Spanish, it's my minor, so I know it. I'm not fluent in it, but that's one reason to read a book that I know in Spanish, because it'll help me learn it. And usually I am unable to like reread books because it's like, I don't know, for some reason I'm reading a page and I'm like, why would I read to the next page? I already know what's gonna happen. But I'm thinking if it's in Spanish, I'll be more invested in it because it won't be like the words that I know are gonna happen. It'll be like, oh, how are they gonna write that in Spanish? I don't know. So, this is the last book on the list, but there will probably be more or just different ones that I actually end up reading during this season, because I change my mind and I'm bad at making decisions and I procrastinate. So who knows what's actually gonna happen, but I'll give a recap at the end of the season too. So these are all the books in my fall TBR. They don't really fit the fall vibe, but that's okay. I do want to start like reading by the season, kind of finding books to fit the time of year, but I don't know, because I change my mind so much. I'm gonna make a list and then completely go against it. Am I gonna read any of these? Well, Prodigal Summer at least. That one, if I finish it. But yeah, that's the list. I hope you enjoy this video, if you can. And in the comments, leave me some recommendations of fall books that I could pick up, or any other season.